I wouldn't define myself by living in a nice town or cars or assets. It's when I was in my deepest, darkest times that I got out. And it's on multiple occasions, and those by far define me, and it's what I'm most proud of.
How you doing, sir? Care to share what you love about New Canaan with Discover Connecticut? We're live right now to millions of people. I'm Mark Pyers.
Hi, Doug Olmond.
Doug?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, Anton.
Anton?
Hi, Anne.
Anne, very nice to meet you both.
We're not going to leave Fairfield County. Actually, we know New Canaan better than Stanford because we never go to Stanford.
One piece of advice you could give to young entrepreneurs out there that are trying to elevate and get to the next level, what would you tell them?
Hard work will get you there. Stick with the hard work. There's no shortcuts. Just trust your instincts and work hard. Everything works out with hard work.
I always say I just want to be at the table. I don't expect anything from anybody for free. I want to sit at the table and share what I do differently and see if it's good enough to get your business.
Welcome to Discover Connecticut, the first hyper-local community-based show about Fairfield County. We cover the real estate, the small businesses, and the 400 years of history under our feet. Subscribe and turn on all notifications. This is Discover Connecticut.
In New Canaan. Right now there's 31 houses that are pending or CTS. It's actually 27 houses pending, and 4 of them are CTS, continue to show, which again, that means that there's still inspections outstanding or a mortgage contingency in limbo. So that's what's happening. There's only been one trade here in New Canaan in the last 7 days. We're here on Elm Street. This is an amazing location if you're into spending money. They've got all kinds of shops here. I'm in front of Vineyard Vines, over by Ann Taylor, Ralph Lauren. This guy's honking the horn. Don't you know there's a restriction against using your horn just to willy-nilly it? Anyway, so we're here downtown New Canaan, people waving. I want to hopefully get a couple of citizens of the town of New Canaan on with us today. If you missed the episode of Discover Fairfield from yesterday, it just premiered on the Discover Connecticut channel. Not a lot of people out. It's supposed to rain, so I took a chance, but I did want to get out for a few minutes and just show you New Canaan. Any questions that I can answer for you? Please leave your comments after the show or during the show. Soon we'll have somebody here behind the camera as well, just taking notes. Hey Mark, they wanted to know X. How do I get the most money for my house in the shortest amount of time? I'll tell you. Just give me a call, shoot me an email. You're gonna see my contact info. It's right there. I'm sorry? No, not yet. I gotta edit it and put it in. Yeah, you guys you want it now. You know, this is the world we live in today. They want the contact information now while I'm here in New Canaan doing the actual show. Anyway, any questions I hope to answer for you. If you need assistance buying or selling real estate in the state of Connecticut, just let me know, at least so I can give you my perspective. I always say I just want to be at the table. I don't expect anything from anybody for free. I want to sit at the table and share what I do differently and see if it's good enough to get your business. I'm going to hustle for you. I'm going to create content for you. I'm going to be creative for you. And we're going to get the job done and put the most money in your pocket in the shortest period of time. Again, the horn, you know, town referendum. In fact, most of these people are supposed to not even have horns anymore. That was part of the law, restricting the use and the installation, in some cases, of horns. How are you? Could you guys share what you love about Connecticut, about New Canaan? Well, we're live right now on Discover Connecticut. It's the only hyper-local show about Fairfield County. I go live from all over, and I try to highlight the communities, the 400 years of history under our feet, and my real estate business. And I try to see if I could ask people what they love about being in Connecticut. You have 2 minutes? You want to share what you love about the town?
No, my English is not perfect.
That's okay. My English is terrible as well. I'm Mark Pyers.
Hi, Anton.
Anton?
Hi, Anne.
Anne, very nice to meet you both.
Me too.
Yeah.
So you've been in town 20 years.
Yeah, over 20,
Yep.
23.
Where did you come from before?
I was in Nyack
Nyack,
York.
okay, I know
Before
Nyack.
that, I grew up in New Jersey.
Okay.
And I was in Bronx, in Arthur Avenue section, in Little
Oh, so you get the real good food over there,
Italy.
Arthur Avenue.
So we got a real good food over there.
Yeah.
We passed the part that we want to go like with the crowd is. You know?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
You graduate from the city. I always wonder, people, I never lived in the city, but I know people were like, I'll never leave the city. And then they're out here like, I don't know what took me so long to get out here, you know?
Yeah.
But I guess you kind of have a switch, like you
Yeah.
said, where you're like,
Yeah,
I'm over it, you know?
Yeah.
I could visit.
Yeah.
I could get in the car and go back, you
Yeah.
know? But like, I'd rather be here in the
Correct.
sunsets.
Yeah, that's
and
exactly
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, we were actually like, because we shopping like for 6 months somewhere else, like in a warmer weather. But we also said we're not gonna leave Fairfield County. We want to be around here 6 months.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because winter we don't want to be here, obviously. But like summer.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Well, it was a pleasure to meet you both.
Nice meeting
Anton
you
and
too.
Annie, you
Good
said
luck.
correct? Annie?
And
Anne and Anton. Hey, it was a pleasure meeting you guys.
Nice to
And if
meet
you ever need to sell your house, make sure you reach out to me, Coldwell Banker, Discover Connecticut, Mark Pyers.
Good luck. All right, take care.
Pleasure to meet you. Take care. Interview number 2, guys. So that was a nice conversation from Anton and Anne talking about what they love about New Canaan. That's what's awesome about New Canaan. You don't have to live in New Canaan to visit New Canaan. The shops, the restaurants, they're accessible to everybody. If you live in town, it's just a lot easier to get to. So any questions you may have about New Canaan, make sure you reach out. Remember, this is Discover Connecticut. We're here to discover what's so fantastic about this state. And so I'll continue to show up in a different town, continue to try to dig deeper with these conversations we're having with people walking on the street. And again, I hope you guys have suggestions for me, spots I haven't been to yet, locations you'd like to see me feature. If you have a small business, if you have a big business and you want to feature it on Discover Connecticut, make sure you reach out to me. The information is right here, right, it's on one side or the other, okay? I haven't put it on yet, guys. I will though. Oh, there's 2 more people walking by. Let's just wait and see. We may get lucky. How are you?
How are you?
Care to share what you love about New Canaan with Discover Connecticut?
Not really.
Okay. We're gonna get that a lot. I told you guys. There'll be people who just have no interest in being on the show. No interest in sharing what they love about the town. They just want to share a moment together, you know, after a nice lunch, late lunch here at Elm. Anyway, so that's it, guys. Shot down at the end. That's a great way to end a show. Goodness. Anyway, you know, guys, sometimes you take the good, you take the bad. Thank you so much for joining me here, Discover Connecticut. We'll see you next. How you doing, sir? Care to share what you love about New Canaan with Discover Connecticut? We're live right now to millions of people. No, I wish it was millions, but we're live right now on YouTube, all other platforms. I'm Mark Pyers.
Hi, Doug Olmond.
Doug,
Yeah.
nice to meet you. How you doing?
I'm great.
You live in town?
I do.
How long you been here?
10 years.
10 years.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
great. Where'd you come from?
Manhattan.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you took that jump. I was just talking to 2 people and they said, we got to a point, we got sick of it. We're like, we're leaving. I said, there's this like switch I think people have. We're
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I'm ready
yeah.
to go.
Yeah.
Is that how you felt?
A little bit. I took a job up in South Norwalk, so
Oh,
I
cool,
was doing
okay.
the reverse commute, and then we were like, no more of that, so we chose New Canaan.
You get your sanity back.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of time, a lot of free time that we earned by.
Absolutely. So what do you love about the town?
Oh, everything really, actually. It's
You know?
easy to take it for granted,
Yeah, yeah.
but there's not a lot of places like this.
This is very
it's
true.
easy to think it's normal, but it's, you know, and it keeps getting nicer every year. I'm also constantly impressed by the resources. Like, you could be at the Glass House, you could be at the library,
Yeah.
you could be at the Playhouse. Like, it's, you know, Waveney, it's just unlimited. Irwin, like, it's
Yeah.
just unlimited with these incredible assets that, again, I think it's easy to take it for granted, but it's a
I
super
totally
special
agree.
place.
I just did an episode of Irwin last week.
Okay.
I'm trying to hit all the spots.
Yeah.
And so the concept of the show is to highlight the small businesses, the 400 years of history under our feet, and my real estate business, because I'm a realtor in Connecticut.
Okay.
And so I've been covering all the different spaces, but like,
Sure.
I'd love for someone to be like, hey, you should go and do this. This is a cool thing
yeah.
you should cover on the show, and I'll go do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
So if you
yeah.
have any suggestions,
There's some beautiful horse farms over there on the right side of town, the east side of town, that I've come
that's
to
right,
love.
that's right.
Me and and my son get in the car, we drive in a different direction. It's been 10 years, and I don't know the names of the roads, but we just find new spots over and over again.
I love that.
Yeah.
Just get in the car and take a drive. I think that should be the...
Constantly, like old school, like where my dad would be like, get in the car, we're going for a ride. Like, that's how we spend time.
That's fantastic. So, what do you do up here for work?
I work at a hedge fund in South Norwalk.
Oh, okay, so that makes sense to come up here.
Yeah. So now it's about 10 minutes from the house.
If you had one piece of advice you could give to young entrepreneurs out there that are trying to elevate and get to the next level, what would you tell them?
Hard work will get you there. Stick with the hard work. There's no shortcuts. Just trust your instincts and work hard. Everything works out with hard work.
That's amazing. If you were to look at yourself at like 20 years old and where you are now, would you be surprised where you are in life?
It's been a bumpy ride.
Okay.
And there's no straight lines.
Yeah.
But I'd say right on schedule and super grateful that it's worked this way.
I always say, because my show's about positivity, and the show is called Mark Pyers, but if you put INS in the middle, it spells Mark Inspires.
Oh, cool.
So I'm the host of the longest running daily show on earth. I've been live every day since December 31st, 2018.
Wow.
And what I realized is that we get low points. We have low points in our lives.
Oh, for sure, man.
And I think some people can't handle it, and they try to take an easy way out. But I like to say this to anybody who ever feels that way: there will be a day in the future, like now, where you look back with gratitude that you had the strength to keep going.
Oh, sure.
And I feel like people don't realize that because the moment is so powerful.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what it sounded like for you.
The essence of that message is something I think about every morning for
I love
at least an hour.
I love that.
And I wouldn't define myself by living in a nice town or cars or assets. It's when I was in my deepest, darkest times that I got out, and it's on multiple occasions, and those by far define me, and it's what I'm most proud of.
And that's amazing. I hear that because a lot of people define themselves by what the world would consider successes, but the personal challenges when you accomplish and destroy those, they're so much bigger than financial success.
100%.
That's amazing, and they make you the man you are today. That stands in front of me.
And you have to constantly remind yourself that you went through those things, and that that's built your character. And I hope to be. The key is to be able to impress upon the younger kids that, like, when they're failing, that's the good part. Like, that you're supposed to be doing that.
My wife just said that.
Blow yourself up over and over again, and I probably accidentally blew up a few times later on, and I wish I started earlier, just making massive mistakes and just digging out.
One of my quotes I said at one of my speeches recently is that my failures are where I find my success.
Yeah,
and I think that's true. We don't really understand things until we look at them from that perspective of failure. Like, there's no such thing as failure unless you give up.
Not even close. Yeah, exactly. And that's the other portion of the message I listen to every day for an hour.
Doug Olmond, my brother.
Good luck with your business.
Nice to meet you. Thank you so much. Hey, if you ever need any real estate assistance, look for me, all right?
Appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure.
Love the whole thing.
Thanks, brother. Take care, all right? Guys, Doug Olmond shares some personal reflection and inspiration with you here in downtown New Canaan. Whew. That was freaking cool. Man, that guy just took a lot out of me, man. Just hearing how inspirational he was. Personal challenges we face, guys, they're harder than the world can see, but it's standing up against them, fighting back against all odds, saying, I will not lose, I will not fail, I will succeed. And that success may not come today, my friend. That success may not come tomorrow, but can you sustain? Can you keep going while the world is against you, while the tide is against you? This is the question. What an episode, unexpected. I got to do more of that. That's what I want to just start talking to people on the street, get some insight into life. So until next time, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Where will we be tomorrow? Make sure you leave a comment.
Thank you for joining us. Please hit the like, share, and turn on all notifications. If you have a town or location you'd like to see me next, leave a comment below. Until next time, it's your realtor, Mark Pyers, with Discover Connecticut.